Hello Kitizens, let's talk about the top 5 demos I played during the Steam Next Fest, a wonderful breeding ground for indie games and the like. So let me tell you, I was playing a lot of them, and here are some that stood out to me the most. They're in no particular order, so don't take it as a list. You got it? Anyways, let's start with the Precinct. In this game, you roleplay as a cop, and the controller's recommended. When I say you roleplay as a cop, you roleplay as a cop. In the demo, you can do anything from participating in charge chases, firing at bank robbers, hitting people with parking offenses, flying a helicopter, and even running around arresting people vandalizing the city. The graphics look great, the gameplay was a lot of fun, but I'm also really hoping that there's an overarching story to really draw me in, rather than just a whole bunch of tasks each day involving catching criminals rampant throughout the city. The demo does hint at this, so I'm pretty hopeful. There's a handbook filled to the brim with crimes you can arrest people for that I did not read. But it seems that the crime system's complex, going into detail with specific levels of force you're allowed to use, as well as the option to shout at people to eventually get them to surrender. Again, the demo alone was very fun to play, but might require beefier hardware. This game is supposed to come out late 2024. AI Limit is a new Souls-like for all you Souls-like lovers out there. Right off the bat, I thought this game looked good. The girl we play is dripped out, and I get the feeling this game has potential to become Drip Simulator. As for mechanics, one of the most interesting ones is that instead of going back and collecting your currency, you just keep a percentage of currency on death, meaning there's no reason to go back to where you died at the cost of not getting 100% of your funds. There's also no stamina, only sync rate. An ominous bar along with the equally mysterious mud, as the game calls it. It looks like you'll have to find a balance between weapon arts, spells, hitting the enemy to recover sync rate, and boost your weapon damage. If your sync rate gets too low, you aren't allowed to do anything fancy, and your weapon damage becomes abysmal, so it's important to not get it too low. One thing I really liked about this game is dodging while locked onto an enemy. It feels so cool, just look at it. This game also appears to require a beefy computer even more so than the Precinct, but the game ran somewhat stably and smoothly. This game was quite interesting to me, and it comes out in 2024. Now, I know I said I wasn't putting these in any particular order, but if I was, this one would get my #1 spot. Surely you guys know them, the people that made Crypt of the NecroDancer have come out with another banger. Rift of the NecroDancer is a relatively hard rhythm game that stays a little bit more true to the rhythm game genre. The tutorials really throw a lot of information at you, and I was definitely overwhelmed. But eventually, after a little bit, I kinda got the hang of it. Not only do you have to worry about the different attack patterns of the monsters, but there's also traps that move some of the monsters, as well as food that allows you to heal your health bar. The mechanic I found most interesting is that you have the ability to go invincible while also doubling your combo, which you can see me making use of right here as I miss every monster imaginable during it. You all should know what you're in for with this game, a challenging but very satisfying game with a soundtrack that already sounds great. I'm sure some of you will be challenging the highest difficulty of this game. This game allegedly comes out in 2025, but nothing's official yet. Windblown is a fast game, which is something I could really get behind in a game. Neon White's a great example of this. It feels like you're doing a lot of things and you feel super cool because you are. Even in the more mundane moments, this game feels fast. The dash is crisp as you zoom from one floating rock to the next. The abilities come out pretty quickly. Each weapon feels good as you pick it up. Each weapon has its own unique mechanics and alternative attacks. I played this demo for far longer than I should have, and it reminds me of other action roguelikes I've played, like Wizard of Legend. It just pulls you in and you want to see how far you can make it this time. I, of course, didn't record the run where I made it all the way to the end, but it was fun, and I didn't really expect there to be an end, even though it was just a demo. I played alone, which was alright, but you're allowed to play with some friends. The graphics look pretty nice, although I thought the axolotl could be cuter. I really enjoyed dodging attacks by jumping. The dodge mechanic just makes you feel so cool. The boss mechanics are interesting, and once you get a hold of the weapons, you truly feel like a monster, just smashing through everything in your way. Dodging by going into the air, teleporting behind your foes, dashing across the screen in an instant. To be fast is to be free. And it helps that you can't fall off the edges. I think. Anyway, this game came out in early access on October 24th of 2024. Keep Driving already has me quite intrigued. Music blaring right in my ears, just like a real-life car trip. Which I won't play for fear of copyright, but this road trip also has you engage in turn-based combat, and has you manage your storage in order to more quickly win fights. The combat system in this game is a lot, but the idea, narrative, and aesthetics made me keep pushing forward. There's a lot to take in, and it was pretty easy to get stunned trying to figure out what to do. You also get the ability to pick people up along the ride, which was really interesting. They all have different stories and abilities, and all different personalities. With each ending taking 1 to 4 hours to complete, I'd say I'm willing to drive across the country to play my favorite video game with my friend. This game does not have a release date yet. Real quickly, let's talk about some honorary mentions. Temtem. It seems that Vampire Survivors started this trend and it doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. Temtem's cute and that's kinda all it had going for me. Evolutions and elemental damage are cool, I hope they do something with them, but the main appeal is that it's cute. KLETKA? KLETKA? I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it looks so cool. I just don't have friends to download it and play with me, but I will when the time arrives. Gladio Mori is funny, goofy even. A co-op game where the goal is to stab your friend, but funny. The controls make it so. This game was fun even when I was just fighting the AI, and I can't wait to see what they do with it, as it looks pretty bare bones currently. The chaos of 4 people is unimaginable. Look at what Baltro did. Now we have Pachinko roguelike. If I'm being honest, it's fun to drop the balls down and trigger all the effects, and now big numbers are what I crave. Anyways, Kitizens, those are some demos I played during Steam Next Fest, so be on the lookout for when they all release. Remember to like and subscribe. Yeah, bye for now.